Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Adventures in the Ink. I'm Scott, and joining me are my co-hosts Matt and Mike. Hey guys, how are you guys doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing all right. How are you?
Doing well. Matt?
Also doing well.
Oh. As you can see, we're doing something a little bit different with the podcast today. We are going to be doing a box opening of the brand new Disney Lorcana Gateway set that's just now hitting stores. So, we'll start off. You guys see the lovely box in front of you on my screen. Matt and Mike, what do you guys know about Gateway?
I know that it's meant to be like a very ground level intro and hopefully not like a collector's item. But other than that, I don't know too much.
It sounds like it's supposed to be kind of equivalent to like Pokemon Battle. They, Pokemon have like a battle arena. It's a beginner box set for kids to help break the game into parts and help make it easier for kids to learn how to play the game.
Taking a look just at the box, just what do you guys think of just the box?
I like it.
Yeah, I think it looks inviting. Those are all characters that most people will recognize.
Yeah.
Especially Elsa and Stitch. Maybe a little less so the Detective Mickey.
But it's still Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh, Mickey.
Yeah. So yeah, it definitely seemed like a good box to get kids' attention.
There's the back of the box. Oh, it's just like every other board game. It shows you what's inside. It does have the contents listed as well.
Yeah, it's Sandy Night.
Oh. You guys ready to get into it? And let's open this up.
All right. Yeah, I'm excited to see what's inside.
Yeah, they throw Dragonfire on the box with the staple, so I'm glad that's in there. Oh, Dragonfire should be a staple. I think Maui got rid of it.
And I have not opened this all yet. All I've done is cut the tape, so I haven't even seen what's inside yet.
Nice.
All right. Where did you find this, Scott?
This is on shelves at Target right now.
Okay.
It releases general wide release at the end of August. For now, it's only at Target.
I got such a rant about Target exclusive stuff, but like, I don't get now the time of play.
All right.
So we got a lovely rule book.
Okay, I like it. It's not too busy. I think sometimes the instruction manuals can be overly dense. I like that it's multiple pages and a lot of white space.
I like it's very big and easy to read. Unlike when trying to read the stuff that comes with the starter decks or the troves, which are those very small printed materials. This is a lot bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the idea that the tournament you pulling it out and be like, "That's right here."
Yeah. It doesn't look like anything in here is different than what we've seen before. They've changed what cards are pictured, but that would be it. But everything else is very standard for what we've seen.
Yeah, I'm noticing there's that kind of like lighter text box in those pages that give you kind of like, if you're feeling uncertain what to do, just like here's a basic heuristic that you can follow. Like, yeah, can't decide what
right
card to put in your inkwell, just choose cards that cost a high amount. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Next up, we have a guidebook.
Oh, okay.
This is how you will actually play Gateway, it looks like. When you play Gateway, one thing that is different, and we didn't really go over this, and it's described on the back of the box, is it comes with two 30-card starter sets, and then a bunch of bonus packages. and I'll get into those. But as you play the game, you only start with the 30-card starter sets, and then as you get through, you complete these goals as it starts here.
Top,
That's
top,
when you
top.
start.
God, it said top until you check all the boxes.
I am not checking the boxes.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alerts. If you have a very good eyesight, you'll pick up on what happens after the first page.
Well, I can tell you what happens at the first page because I looked up to see what those bonus packages are already.
Ah,
If you play Lorcana, you know what they are too.
Yeah, a lot of influencers got it already, so like the full get list or the full list of all the cards you get is already out there. Someday they're gonna be us. Someday we'll get the stuff for free and early.
I mean, we're influencing lots of people right now. We got some listeners in New Zealand, I believe. Leave us a comment if that's you, or if you're VPNing from New Zealand.
International podcast.
Yeah.
So you start with the two 30-card starter stacks, and you just play Lorcana like you would normally. Those cards in the starter sets do not include all the different types of cards there are. And this is spoilers for anyone who hasn't known what Gateway is, but it is what it is. After you play with the starter sets, you open up which is known as Gate 1, which you then open up, and that's when you introduce song cards into the game. When you open up those starters, there are no songs whatsoever. You play the game, you learn the basics, then you play the game again, and you play with songs.
So
And then you just keep going.
I was gonna say it reminds me of like a character progression in an RPG.
Yeah,
That's
this is
pretty
the
much what it
tutorial
is.
for the game.
And then the next gate, you get more. You get items and abilities. And then the last gate introduces ship.
Wait, is Lockdown Dit in it?
I don't know. We're gonna find out when I open the cards because I have no idea.
Uh-oh. What was the cost of this, by the way? Do you know the MSRP?
$30, $29.99.
All right.
Then you just go and play the game.
I like it so far. It's very
Then we got
hand-holding.
two tips for the two starter sets, so you can see what the two starter sets are. The first one is Ruby and Sapphire. The other one is Amber and Amethyst. These just give you little tips and tricks as to how to play different cards that come in the starter set.
Yeah, more printing the worried. Yeah. More to hide around the apartment.
Well, it tells you on the back of the decklet, it tells you what cards are in the starter sets.
Okay.
I cannot read that. What Lockdown Dit in it?
He is not in the starter set, but that doesn't mean he's not in one of the bonus packs.
Okay.
All right. Well, one of the standees is Little Stitch. Stitch, alien. What's the?
So we got candies.
Alien
We
dog.
got the damage counters. These are made. It's a little bit thicker than the damage counters that come with the starter sets. This is a much thicker cardboard.
Yeah, that looks more like a board game quality cardboard.
Makes sense because they put it on the same king with the Tandies.
They did. And you got Stitch and Mickey, but we flip it over, and the back is Melissa and Elsa.
Okay, nice.
I don't know how I feel about that. I can make sense in them making full and letting people choose a character, but it also looks like.
Well, it's because you're choosing a deck, right? And
Yeah.
so your deck is both
a
those
deck.
colors.
Yeah, so Maleficent is on the back of Stitch, that's the starter deck of the two. So
Well, also, like, there
Next
was more room on there. They could have got more damage counted on there.
up, I'm moving this because this is the board, and this is a much nicer board than what we get. This is an actual cardboard 2-player map.
Wow. I like it.
So you can't really see it all in one camera, but
Now I'm wondering if it's gonna. So I know that like day one, all the Fito format or placement we got in the Gect and stuff, and then the rules, they want you to put the Gect on the left hand side. No one put Gect on the left hand side. Everyone wanted to do right hand side. So I
put
am.
mine on the left.
I'm always a left
Always
hand
put
too,
mine on
but
the left.
I don't think that there should be an official side that you should put things on, but I don't know. I've definitely seen probably enough people do right hand side that seems weird to force it on the one side or the other.
Yeah, but I'm very curious to see if we're gonna. I feel like you can start telling who started in the game, but by like where they put the Gect versus other games, because most other games you put on the right hand side.
Huh.
So it would be interesting to see what all the people put on the left hand side. Like, oh yeah, Lorcana was my first trading card game. So
I'm gonna do it
Oh,
in the
the-
center.
I've seen people do that in like weird places, or like some people like do them like horizontal.
Yeah. Just chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
I know you guys can't really see it that well. I do like down here in this area, it actually is telling you what all the symbols on the cards mean.
Yeah,
We
that's
got
really good.
cost, strength, hurt, willpower, lore. For a beginner, that it's really nice to see that.
Hmm. And to have it like all in one place, they don't have to find it somewhere.
And they did a really nice job of deck. Put your deck here, face down. This card. Put action cards you play and characters who are banished here face up. It's very easy to follow and very descriptive of exactly what they should be looking like.
Hopefully, I can find someone or get this image and then make a custom 2-player play map, because it would be good to have at the top for when I do teach new people how to play.
That sounds amazing. Sounds like they should totally make
'Cause-
ship those out with organized play stuff.
And then let's see. The back is this very lovely.
Nice.
Interesting.
Very inky background.
I wonder if like, okay, we don't need the rule, so we'll just use that as a 2-player frame.
And then we get to the cards. Start with 2 starter decks. Very simple cards, all together, nicely sealed up. Got the bases for the standees and a nice bag to put them in. And we have the 4 gateway packs that you, as you progress through the game, these are the packs you open. So this pack was songs, items, and actions. This one did keywords, and then this one was our Bloodborne. So I'm going to open up Bloodborne just because I know Matt wants to know what cards are in here.
I'm very curious about if it's within it, because that's actually a card that see a ton of play.
So
And a lot of deck built around it. So that is a really good card to give to beginners.
Yeah, it's a fun kind of build around, like make an entire
Yeah.
deck around kind of card. Introduce them to deck building and that kind of
Also,
stuff.
God, you should be doing this on camera.
Oh, I'm going to. I was waiting. So first, the amber cards.
Okay.
I'm not too impressed with, but those are the 5 cards. Well,
Many not
technically
bad.
6.
So there's not actually
So
any
I
shift.
No, not in those. There wasn't.
Okay. Well, I wonder if it's just the other ink pairing then. If they'll have it in Amethyst.
They have to. Like, it'd be kind of dumb to give one deck Floodborne and one deck not, and Floodborne is at the key mechanic to Lorcana.
We have 2 Mama Odis and Madam Mim. Those are the only Amethyst that was in that pack.
Maybe the Floodborne was
Madam
actually in a
Mim.
different pack.
Ooh.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I'll open all of them. We get Anna, Maleficent the Uninvited, Titan the Sea King, Chief Chewie, and the first shift is Gaston.
I think a lot of same cards with the other decks would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Looks like they're all higher cost cards too. More impactful.
And we get Stitch Abomination, Nessus, which
He's
can't
a
really see because of the
7/5,
light, so I'll move him. We get a second Nessus, and then we get Dragonfire.
Yeah. Okay. So I wonder if the shifts are not all in one versus the other. Like they just put maybe higher cost or more complicated. I don't know. Maybe complicated is the right word.
We're
But
gonna find out because we're opening the next pack.
there's the
Yeah.
shift.
Pluto. Oh, there's your Rockstar Stitch.
Nice.
Hey.
Get 2 Nanis and 2 Plutos. Only 1 Rockstar.
Like a pretty good cards.
Get the Madam Mim shift.
All right.
Madam Mim Snake gets 2 copies, and those are the only Amethyst in this pack.
It's not the dragon Madam Mim, it's the exert to put a card from your hand into play and banish it at the end of turn character.
Yeah.
Player character with cost 4 or less for free, they gain rush, and at the end of the turn, banish them.
Okay.
And we get Aurora, Dreaming Guardian, Jasmine, Queen of Agrabah, another Aurora, Olaf, and 2 more Jasmine.
All right. Yeah, some more shift. The Aurora and Jasmine's.
And then we only get 2 cards for Ruby. We get 1 Minnie Mouse Wide-Eyed Diver and 2 of the Tiggers.
Nice. So it looks like that, yeah, the cards in the later gates, or that you get after beating the later gates, aren't strictly like only shift cards or only actions or items or whatever.
Mickey Mouse, leader of the band, record player, 2 copies of Dingle Hopper, and the Lantern.
So item heavy.
Probably when they introduced the item, didn't they?
Yeah. The first one they said was
Songs.
songs, yeah.
Oh,
Which is interesting. I guess they're not that complicated, but I feel like people forget about songs a lot. Or they're not as good at them.
we got the Magica Dispel Thieving Sorceress. Got the Rose Lantern. Titan's Trident and Ursula's Cauldron.
Right. Cauldron's one of the cards I felt like to get more play than it actually does.
Yeah, it's very used in the first set. Organized play.
Bell, 2 copies of Scepter of Arendelle, Field of Ice, and Ice Block.
Okay.
I'm glad they included Field of Ice. I'm starting to really like that card.
It's still not my favorite, but maybe I'll have to talk to you more about how to use it.
But it also introduced. Is it the first card I've seen with it? So it's
It is,
introducing
yeah.
that mechanic to let people experience it.
Yeah.
I got Medallion Weights, Vitalosphere, Shield of Virtue, and the Sumerian Talisman for Ruby.
I feel like Ruby's got the best ones. Just the Medallion Weights and the Sumerian Talisman are such great limited
Yeah.
items.
Especially in a format that doesn't have a lot of hold that's not going to have a lot of hold removal. So you're going to get a lot of draw off of the talisman.
Yeah. All right, calling it here. Sapphire Ruby overpowered in the Gateway product.
I mean, luckily it's all like 1 or 2 copies of stuff, so it's all luck of the draw.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
And we
never
got
mind.
Piglet.
We got Part of Your World, World's Greatest Criminal Mind, Lost in the Woods, and Akuna Matata.
Means no worries. I'm actually surprised by the number of rares in this. They could have just given you a bunch of all like commons and uncommons. But I'm
No,
glad to see.
honestly, looking at this, you could buy full copies of this and build 2 decent decks.
Yeah.
Get for 2 copies of Friends on the Other Side. Get Legend of the Sword and the Stone. And Reflection. Interesting choice on Legend of the Sword and the Stone.
It's a card I've never seen anyone ever play.
Yeah, that's what I was going. When I first pulled it off, I'm like, wait a minute, have I actually seen this card?
Oh, they've got new cards, guys.
Get Ariel, Faith and Ambition, 2 copies of You Can Fly, and Go the Distance.
I like it. I like how they have the Ariel too, because that's she gives a bunch of stuff when they sing. So.
And then we got How Far I'll Go, 2 copies of Seldom All They Seem, and Let It Go.
Ooh.
So so both decks got at least 1 hard removal.
What did
They have decent draw
Ruby
too.
Ruby Sapphire are together?
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are. Ruby Sapphire got both hard removals. Okay.
Yeah. But the Amber Amethyst has card draw through Friends on the Other Side, and
Yeah, but they got card draw between the Talisman and also Gathon, and
yeah.
and how far you go. So like, the Ruby Sapphire do have a way to get a little bit extra.
Well, I told you what's Ruby Sapphire must be the OP deck then.
I'm also surprised they didn't throw any particles in this deck.
Oh, well, you can get those in the other starter in the set 2 starter deck. So
Yeah.
All right.
So this is the Ruby Sapphire starter. Yeah, Anna, Detective Mickey, Aurora, Iduna, I think is how you pronounce her name.
Mm-hmm.
Pascal, Donald, Webby, another Donald, Olaf, Hard Soldiers, Supergoof, On, and Fali. We get another Iduna. We get Sizu, another Webby, Minnie Mouse, Hans, a third Webby. We get Rapunzel, Elsa, another Pascal, Aurora again. He's got a sword, another Elsa, another Olaf, another Anna, Minnie, another Detective Mickey, and the last card is Rabbit.
Rabbit. Okay. Now these in these decks, right on the front, it said "Do not shuffle." Right. So the goal was
Yeah,
have
but
a very controlled first experience drawing your cards.
Is it rigged? Can you take bets on who's gonna win?
I bet you could, if people, but I mean, if it's two new people, they're not going to make optimal plays. So
will admit they did not make opening these starters decks very easy.
I'm in a board game get so many times though, like I feel like I'm going to damage the cards by the time I get to practice off of them.
yeah. All right. This is Amber Amethyst.
Yep, this is Amber Amethyst. We get Mickey, Winnie the Pooh Wizard, Daisy Duck, Stitch, Minnie Mouse, Rabbit Merlin, I'm Stuck, Stitch Alien Dancer, Maleficent, Bar, another Stitch, Christopher Robin, Olaf, another Jafar, another Maleficent, Pluto, Wardrobe, which, again, that's a card that never gets played.
I
I always inked it whenever I played in the Dologak.
I think Wardrobe is probably the only reason why I lost a couple of those starter deck games. She's just
Oh,
3/4
really?
for 3. 3/4 for 3 is very strong in limited. Like it's great stats. You get it. You take out like a guaranteed 2-drop, and then extra. I don't know. I think it's a great card. I think it's a great stat line. But
It makes sense, but like compared to some of the other type of the Gact, my instinct was like it's a vanilla ink it.
yeah,
We got Magica Dispel, Raleigh,
Whoa!
another Daisy, a new Jafar, Split, a Magical Maid, Jafar again, Magica, Stitch, Minnie Mouse, another Piglet, another Ola, which he's covered up, but I knew he was out here, and another Winnie the Pooh wizard. Those are all the cards in the starter decks.
Well, Amethyst has some pretty good cards. You know, Wardrobe's great, but also
It
the
like
Jafar's good, the Maleficent's good, and the Merlin is always a good card.
yeah, all it needs is a goat, and then you just have all the, or like at least one copy of all the staples for the
Yeah.
Madame Mimo and
Well, which Madam Mim did had Snake? Or did
and Fox.
it had both. Okay.
Yeah, we got 2 snakes, but there was only 1 fox.
So that's Gateway.
All right.
Right.
Well, I think my review would be if you have these cards, it's probably not worth buying. But if you want to introduce a friend, it's probably definitely worth buying to walk through it with them and
Yeah,
teach them.
like this, I'm going to buy a copy of this for my niece. Like I'm going to use it to teach her how to play. I'm probably just going to pick one up for myself. That's pretty much for the board, and also like I might just try to see if I can't get my girlfriend to like, here you go, these are yours.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think it's a very easy to learn game with how they got it set up. It's very much geared towards a younger audience than what most TCGs are geared towards. I think it's a nice way to introduce TCGs to people with this set. But yeah, for those of us that have been playing Lorcana, unless you're just a collector who's trying to collect everything, there's not much value to this set.
Also,
Just good.
looking at it, it's probably only going to take like at most 2 hours to go through that.
Yeah, well, okay. So
It
from experience playing with someone who hasn't played TCGs before, you have to play at least 4 games to get through each of the gates, and maybe more because there's like checklists. So you may complete a game without doing it.
But also sometimes with the tutorial too, they won't have you go all the way to 20 every game. So I would not be
Yeah.
surprised if game 1 they only have you go to like 10.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, you don't want it to be too burdensome, but you also want to make sure that somebody isn't like, oh, I spent $30, only got an hour's worth of entertainment.
Well, no, they call it illegal. The goal of it to you get the gateway, you play it, you get 2 60-card decks, so you can go to a local store and play League Night.
Yeah. I agree with that sentiment. But ultimately, you're asking someone to spend money on something. It's a transaction, and so, like, why not just buy a starter deck or 2?
This is cheaper. This
It's
is
cheaper than 2 starter decks, but you get less
by like
cards
$2.
overall.
No, this is 2 60-card decks. Oh,
Right,
I mean, the
but
pack.
you get
Yeah.
packs in the other one, so
Yeah, but then you get a nice board to play with.
yeah. I mean, for sure, if I'm getting a gift for someone who's like, oh, maybe I'd be interested in playing, I would get this over a starter deck.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, I'm pretty sure, and this is going to be more widely available other than starter decks. Like this, I don't think going to rotate out for a while.
yeah.
I don't think it is either.
Because this is not officially
although-
part of a set.
And if you are looking for this set, a little hint, it's not kept with the TCGs at the front of the store.
No, this is going to be with the board games. That's how the Pokemon one, though.
Yep, this is back in the board game aisle.
That's actually what I was thinking about doing. Going to do with it too when we got them, to keep it with the board games.
Yeah, that's a smart idea. Well,
I'm tempted to throw the playmat or whatever we're calling this, the playboard, in my bag and bringing that and using that when we play games.
Like when I hosted the Pokemon tournament at the top for particularly for kids, a couple kids did bring the Pokemon One and play with them. So this cooking you you see like a lot of kids and stuff. They will use old math.
Overall, final thoughts on Gateway?
I'll probably pick it up to play with my relatives.
Yeah, I think it is great. I think that it's going to be a good way to get people into the game without super heavily committing a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. And I like the teaching aspect. It just reminds me of tutorials in video games where they just teach you one or two things at a time, rather than just trying to throw you into a game where it's like there's 1,000 things for me to do.
Yeah, I said that on the podcast before. This is for little kids. So, like, I think like anyone 14 and under, I want to get into the game. This is how I would go about it. 14 and up, I'll probably just do a Luminaire quest.
I don't know. I still think
I don't know
having
if
a copy of this on hand would be great for people who have no experience with TCGs. Because there's a lot of mechanics.
I don't know if I would throw someone straight into a Luminaire's quest. Maybe a starter deck.
So if it's someone that I think have experience with previous TTDs or like someone who played like Magic before, they'll be able to pick up Luminaire quest pretty easily. But if they have zero TTD knowledge, Gateway would be a good one for that.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Well, Scott, thanks for unboxing this for us, showing us everything.
Oh, cool. I enjoyed that. So, thanks for listening in to our unboxing of Disney's Lorcana Gateway. Join us next time for more Adventures in the Ink. And as always, Lumineers, adventure awaits.